Okay, I want to give you a little introduction to the class and the way that my class is structured. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the class site right now. So here's the home page that you land on when you come into the class. And so, like everybody's, my syllabus is here and all the assignments are here. So the important thing, well, sort of important, is the announcements page. So right now there's only one announcement there. But as we go through the course, when stuff comes up, I'll post it on the announcement page. But the really important one is the modules. And so I have a link to the book companion site here, and we hope that it works. So this is our book. Okay, it should work then. So student downloads. So this is student downloads. Let's go there and see. There's these build a model problems that we're going to be doing, and so you can find them here. And so what build a model problems are where they have the words on a spreadsheet filled out and the beginning, the base case data filled out. And so you don't have to type in all that stuff. All you have to do is put in the formulas for whatever you're doing on that problem. So you can open that and download your individual problems here. Web chapters of the book, if you've got, well, I know you have a real book because we got them all to you. So you don't need that, but this one is a good one. The Excel toolkits are the Excel spreadsheets that underline all the exhibits in a book. So if you're looking at an exhibit in the book and you're like, how in the world did they get that number? You can download the Excel toolkit and you can click on the cell and see how they did it. So that's very helpful to you. So let me get back out of here. Here's a document that I wrote on how I grade. But so every week is going to look pretty much the same. So each week I'll have a little introduction about what we're doing that week. This first week looks a little scary because we've got 3 chapters, and I would never ever assign 3 whole chapters in a finance book. But chapter 1 is an overview of the whole course. So it's not like there's a little bit of stuff in there that you won't see again, but it's an overview of the whole course. In chapter 2, I've just given you a few pages to read because the first part of it is accounting. And so I figure you got that in your last class. But these pages talk about how we turn accounting statements into statements for finance. So that's important. And then chapter 4 is on time value of money. Now I'm going over this in New York, and so maybe this will be a review and you won't even have to watch these PowerPoints. I don't know. So we'll see. So every week I will say, read whatever, and then I will have narrated PowerPoints covering the high points in those chapters. And then we'll have discussion boards, and then we'll have weekly homework. In this class, I decided rather than having a midterm and a final, which is what I really normally do, we're going to have quizzes every other week. And so in week 2, you'll be having a quiz on chapters 1, 2, and 4. So the homework is always problems. The discussion board can be anything. And so, for example, if we look at this DQ1, let's go see what it is. Okay, so this one is a actual question because this is from chapter 1. And so it's a normal discussion board where you post and other people can comment on your posts. But sometimes, like this one, I want you to do problems. And the reason for this is that when I teach a class on ground, we just work tons of problems. And I start with the simple ones in class, and we just work through them in class. And that's how students learn. And so I use the discussion board for both of those purposes. One to have sort of conceptual questions, and then one to give you practice in working problems. So this week we have a combination of the both of them. And so I said up here, you don't have to respond to your classmates. You can if you want on this one. On the ones where we do problems, you have to post a solution before you can see anybody else's. And so if you also get a different answer than someone else and you see a mistake you think they made, feel free to say, Mary, I think this is where you might have gone astray in yours. So feel free to help each other out. So that's kind of the structure of the discussion board. That because I do different stuff in the discussion board every week, the grading is different. And so you can see that this first week totals 20 points and there's no responses involved. In week 2, these are 2 plain old discussion questions where you talk. And so there will be a 5 points given for the response. So that will show up in the grade book, the response grade. So 5 points for answering the DQ well, and then 5 points for responding to 2 of your peers' posts. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. All the weeks are going to look exactly the same. This week I'll have a quiz added as soon as I make it, and we go from there. So it's pretty straightforward. I did not do an introductions thing in the discussion board because I figure you guys all know each other after your accounting class and after New York. You know each other well, so I didn't feel any need to have you introduce yourselves to the class. So hopefully that will answer any questions you have about the structure of the class, and you'll all do awesome.